for entertainment educational purposes only. So I just came back to my body, school, gaining access into the university, and then I was in what appeared to be a hospital area, and this man basically, talking to someone about how is it taken care of and getting the report in about how people, us, are relying on information outside of ourselves less and less and less and less, and we are going within to search for those answers and find that divine being within, and then being disappointed and shocked. And I was outside with this man, carbonated man, blackamoor, dark-skinned, bald-headed, and he had on a graduation hat. And then, he asked, why? And he came up to me, trying to tell me something. And then, I overheard that conversation because he got a phone call. And I heard what the other person said to him. And it was a woman. And just being like, yeah, they're relying less and less on information outside themselves to find, bottom line, God. And they're finding that inner peace, that inner harmony, that inner divine being within. And then there was another experience inside this house, but with the school, because it was a university. And I tried getting in. There was someone outside, a black woman, and I tried getting in. And then I got in the school, and then I guess she couldn't get access, but this was all, planned setup scenario. And I go to the front desk, and she gives me these two, keys. She's like, oh, you can use one of these. And then she was like, oh, no, don't use one of these. After I was going to reach for them, and then saw that I was, I'm not going to say full-on irritated, but just, why would you tell me that if you didn't want me to use them? And then she was like, oh, go use that, and pointed a gesture to them on the fridge, and then all of a sudden they were on the fridge. And so I was going to get them so I could let the woman in, and then she pointed to something, and it had the numbers, 6s and 3s, and then she said something to me about the woman outside, and I was planning on letting her in. And then I returned to my body, and then I had the experience with the guy who was in the graduation hat that kind of reminded me of being outside of a hospital for some reason, but it could have been, university-ish area. And he sounded, surprised that there were less people searching for that answer outside of themselves. And then I was in this bedroom, and there was all this noise happening outside, like it's happened here in the physical, but it was heightened. And this black woman came in, and my astral body said something like, I guess I was about to film a video. And so, hey, you guys, if you want to know what one of these blackamoors looks like, here is. And she was like, what? And she was heading over to this she was just by the space by where I have food on the shelf, and she just stopped what she was doing immediately. and looked right over in my direction, and I don't think I said um, any of the names, because that just immediately changed what my astral body was doing. And I wasn't like, I was consciously aware of what was happening, but it was like I was a passenger in my body, and that part of my consciousness was just taking charge. I was surprised too, ma'am. Whoever you are, I wasn't ready for that answer. And then, I saw more people outside, and there was this black man, and it sounded like a parade, and he was in this huge um, cart, kind of like from not medieval times, but I'm imagining like what Abraham Lincoln was like um, carted around in, but it reached the second story, and all this noise was happening outside. And then I looked out the window and I saw that he was there, and then he had on this like a wire, and then he went away, and all these other people um, to the right appeared, and there were stairs, by where I live, but there's not that here in the physical. It was like stairs going down like an escalator in a mall, and all these people just started filing, and there was rhythm to it. Like each movement that they made was on the beat of this rhythm. The last person, he was a brown skinned man, and he just nodded his head at the end with this beat, and then it went away, and then I was leaving that space to go into the kitchen area. But then, the music happened again, and interruptions and sounds and noise, and I looked out the window again and saw more just bottom line organized chaos. And then I left the window, and I moved into a different part of the room, and it was like the rest of the the room kind of evaporated. So that noise could still reach me. And again, it was like a huge parade. I haven't been to, Pride in a few years, but it was like that big. And I've never been to the Thanksgiving parade in New York when it goes on, but it reminded me of that big of an event, with the energy and everything that's going on, and the life. There's just a lot going on. But yeah, that moment, that was that. And then, I got sent back to my body, but there may have been like one more main experience, but those were the main ones. But with the guy from the moment where I was outside of this building, whether it was like outside of some school or a hospital, and he was like, oh, what's the report? Who was coming to me in the graduation hat that was black, and then all of a sudden appeared in a suit, and the woman that replied to him was basically again saying that people are no longer, there's less and less that are relying on searching outside of themselves for that answer, for the answers. And as a result, they're finding that, divine being within. And, he was surprised once she said that. And then he, said some stuff back, about like why, and okay, well, here's what we do. And yeah, I was just standing there. So that was the experience I had. Because I went to bed at around, I looked at the clock at 11, probably went into the Astros at around midnight, and then got pulled out of my body. And I looked at the clock at around 2 something, and then I didn't fall back into the Astros until past 7. Because, they kept either A, making sounds, or B, and I'm talking here in the physical, or B, thoughts just kept popping up from my subconscious that they were planting, and then playing music, songs on loop instead of just my mind being in darkness and in the quiet. All of that happened, and I know that wasn't just me because it was happening for a while. And then all of a sudden, with just the breathing that I was trying to do to calm my mind and make it stop, didn't stop. It then eventually stopped. And that was from a force outside of myself. And then I was just in my bedroom. So, yeah, and then I went on my phone and I started deleting my iTouch, excuse me. Every single photo that I had, along with every single song that I had. And then I deleted all photos except 2 on my iPhone. And I deleted a couple of apps. And I deleted some apps on my iTouch as well. So that was that. And like I said, it happened I fell into the Astros past 7. So that was the experience. I might refilm this just in case if I'm not being loud enough, but I think I got the main gist. In case I am not, for my future self, university situation, report with the man in the black hat to then parade outside of bedroom. And that's that. Peace to all beings remembering who they are, sending out love,